Track down one of our Skyscale trainers if you're having troubles getting out. Doing the best we can.
Surprised to see those fellas up here? Us too. Got Kraut to thank for that one. Tried to keep the Skyscale fiasco under wraps, but the Dragonfall infestation was far too advanced. Never mind that though. Given what we're dealing with here, they're critical for navigation. Try climbing that mess.
Inside.
Commander, over here.
Ah, they are taller than I thought.
Commander, you know, one of our oldest members.
Oldest mortal members.
Wish I had time to give you a proper introduction to the Astral Ward, but things are dismal.
Remind me why we can't call for more help. I could have a fleet of airships here in a day.
The Astral Ward is a secret. That is Isgaren's preference, even in times of worry.
Isn't Isgaren compromised? Won't it be too late if you wait for his permission?
Mabon is choosing to honor his will. We will do the same. Rian could really use your help in the Rift Hunters, one of our more hands-on divisions. They track down rifts before whatever horrors inevitably spill out of them. Just like the one that pulled you into Nios. They're popping up all over Tyria. Innocent lives are at risk. Rian is waiting for you. He'll gear you up and give you whatever details you need.
While you help contain the threat, we've got Astral Ward searching for Dagda and Isgaren's whereabouts. As soon as we gather more intel, we'll call on you to help with the cleansing.
What exactly are we dealing with?
Dagda and Isgaren will need to be cleansed, so to say, of their cryptist possession before they can aid us. Dagda is our first target. We believe she's hiding nearby, probably attempting to cleanse herself of any unwanted guests. As soon as we can confirm her location, we'll call on you. Give me your thing. The one you use to talk to your friends from far away.
My comms device? Oh, sure.
I do not miss the ever-changing nature of technology. There. I've attuned your little device to pick up on arcane fluctuations. We'll be able to contact you anywhere. Even if you stumble into another rift.
Well, let's hope the latter doesn't happen anytime soon.
Yes, let's. I was an esteemed professor in the College of Synergetics. To study the metaphysical is to study the inner workings of the flow itself. It's good work. But my people are stubborn and petty. Bureaucratic, even. It's limiting. Zojja and I had the same realization. Expecting satisfaction from that city is like expecting a Skrit to win the SNAF prize. So I went on a long sabbatical to explore the world beyond the stuffy labs and debate halls of Rata. And then I found this big lump of bricks hiding away in Garenhoff. Mabon noticed my curiosity. And here I am. I still collect stipends from the Arcane Council. They think I'm in a jungle somewhere, gawking at plants. Bureaucracy.
up and running. Good.
This'll help. Navigating the islands might be a bit,
Confusing?
right. Over time, Isgarin and the wizards created various reflections.
For the scientific-minded, you can think of them like simulations.
They were kept on an astral plane, separate from our physical reality.
So they're like fractals.
Exactly! But, unlike fractals, these are here. These copies are now physical and susceptible to Cryptus influence.
When the dragon's cycle ended and the Spire's magic was fractured, some of those reflections spilled out. They fell into multiple planes of existence. Some of them solidified here. Kaineng, Alona. So often the world was only inches away from a completely different reality.
So they're real? Not just illusions? Living beings trapped in simulations?
Real as you and I. They're shaken and in need of someone's help.
Ah, Commander. Your eyes have seen so many places, so many beasts. I know a hunter when I see one. Apologies. Being in your presence may be more shocking for some than others. I am Rian of the Rift Hunters.
Frode and Yuno sent me to help. It sounds like we're working against the clock.
Your eagerness is welcome, but there remains one step before I teach you how to locate rifts. The heart must be attuned. The ancient magics within the artifact call out for a bond to be formed between itself and the wielder. It should be a simple matter of spending time with the artifact in your possession, doing whatever you normally do. Once you've attuned to the heart, return to me, and I'll help guide you through the next steps.
Refreshing.
extremely useful. I personally believe it is our most important area of research. For many problems, it is difficult to see the solutions in advance, but easy in hindsight, after it's too late to fix it. But the fractals allow us to learn from mistakes we didn't actually make. That knowledge is essential in preventing those mistakes we can't afford to make. Originally, the wizards tried simulated beings, approximations that could experience life but couldn't suffer from it. But without that element, they didn't act like they would in our world. The data held no predictive power. Each aspect of real beings was needed. Their freedom, their strength, and yes, even their suffering. It was the only way. The wizards have the ability to, well, for lack of a better term, to pause the experiments. They are then kept in that frozen state in case they are needed later. That way, no additional harm comes to them. We will help them to survive this ordeal as best we can. But after, ultimately, that will be up to them. As long as we could keep them in their fractals, that was the most humane approach. But that is no longer possible. They're living beings, as real as you or I, and they deserve the right to choose their own paths forward. The same way that you do, Commander. I've watched your career with admiration, seen the choices you've had to make. You know, as I do, that the right thing to do is rarely clean. There are always consequences, and many of them severe. I've spent a long time on this problem, and this is our best option. Part of leading is accepting the cost of that choice. The truth is, as high as the price is to learn what we've learned, I've never regretted it. But someone must. You've faced those choices yourself. You're likely to again.
The Wizard's Court, Iskarin mainly, predates nearly everything else in Tyria, and the beacons are older still. Perhaps only he knows their origin, and perhaps not even him. But they serve their purpose well, regardless. No, I don't. Our work is important, and I've been able to do a lot of good. It's where I belong. My purpose. No one lives to my age without accumulating a long list of mistakes. Before I came here, I was callous and violent. The truth is, joining the Ward might be the only good decision I ever made.
I'll be the judge of that.
In truth, I have few memories of my time with my brethren before joining the Astral Ward. A kindness I likely don't deserve. But I have watched events unfold. I've seen our story played out across Tyria. My people chose the wrong path, and when given chances to undo their damage, continued farther down that same road. If there are enough of us left, I hope someday they'll find a better future. But it's our own fault things are this way. I do. I didn't always, truth be told, but I've seen the good that's come of them. You have to understand, there are things we've prevented because of them that Tyria knows nothing about. Everything we do comes at a price, but if what we gain in return is the safety of our world, then we must pay that cost. Hopefully, someday, it will no longer be necessary. If we're lucky, maybe even someday soon.
My name is Arlay. I'm the ward's second in command of Fractal Research, and I've taken charge of the cleanup here. This version of Garenhoff aimed to test what would happen if the tower was ever destroyed.
I really wish they'd just leave us alone.
Things aren't going well. If you can spare the time, please stay and help out. These people deserve better than what we've given them.
All of these people with
Sharper
nowhere to go
still.
back to. What's gonna happen to them when this is done?
Hard to say from where we're standing. Hard to know what they'll even want to do.
Maybe some of them can join the ward.
The storm is
I
eased up
guess they
some.
can't really just go
This is
live in
probably our
Tyria,
best
can
chance
they?
to find survivors.
It seems unlikely,
I'm going
but
to.
perhaps there are other
They're
options.
already scared.
Who's to say
Seeing
they
someone
can't
they
build
know
a
will
future
help.
for themselves?
We could use your help if you can spare it. We did a lot of damage here, and I want to start fixing it. We could use your help here. The storm over Garenhoff has eased up some, and the mayor and I need to look for survivors. It's the least the ward can do, given that we're partially responsible for them even existing. If you find anyone, let me know and we'll portal them out.
Hi, my friend.
Can someone help me get back to the village? Oh god, everything is floating in the air.
You know what's going on? Does anyone?
Help is on the
Sharper
way!
still.
Let us know where you are and we can get you out!
just can't understand this. The village was one of the safest in Tyria. And now...
Now it's basically gone. We need to start planning for a future somewhere else.
How can you even say that? Garenhoff is our home.
Garenhoff is gone. Look at it. If the storm and the elementals weren't enough, now it's floating in the sky. It's time to face it. We don't have a home anymore.
This place probably looks a bit different than the Rata Novus you remember, huh? The wizards wanted to see what would happen if it survived, and it did pretty well. Leave it to the Asura, right? They're kind of a headache too, so I could always use some help to keep them out of trouble if you've got the time.
And my regular assistants are recovering. But you'll do fine. So, this is our chalk harvesting site, where we extract and then store the ley line energy that powers the whole city. But first, we need them to make an appearance. Start by clearing out the excess eggs around the area.
Oh no! Please come back on! If you don't start working before the chalk show up... Oh.
The secret was recognizing their potential. While others saw the chalk purely as a threat, I saw opportunity. The chalk naturally gather and purify ley line energy. Rather than exterminate them, we just needed a way to harness them. So now the energy we extract from them powers not only the city, but also the defenses that keep them contained. I wish they could appreciate the irony of that. Look around! Do you see the wonders we've built? The strength of our defenses? The brilliance of our technology? Rata Novus is built to last. If Tyria was vaporized tomorrow, we would float out in the void, humming along as always. That may be a slight exaggeration, but rest assured, we are prepared for anything these invaders might throw at us. In a word, automation. The Chalk gave us functionally limitless energy, removing the barrier to mass automation. With our integrated systems and advanced golems, the labors that beguile lesser cities are reduced to triviality here. And so the great minds of Rata Novus are free to explore new innovations instead. Soon, we'll surpass even the ancients. We're engaged in many research projects at all times, but I can't say that I know what you're referring to. Of course, if we were, such technology would likely be in early stages of development and also strictly confidential. But if you could give me the name of whoever mentioned that to you, I'd love to chat with them about it. Sufficient quantities is enough to draw in these formidable specimens.
That complicates things. I'll pass this up the chain, though. Maybe we can find some way to turn it to our advantage.
This fractal was created to study what would happen if ley line energy overflowed without containment. Nature has reclaimed this Maguuma, and a unique ecosystem has flourished, one that's worth preserving. While there is much to be done, please resist the urge to slash and burn your way through here in the process.